Hi everybody. It's been a couple of weeks since we sent out our first newsletter about our big plans for building a new meeting place here for the church in Cayambe. Wanted to just give a quick shout out to everybody who's been giving towards that fund. We've already raised a little over $7,000 just in 2 weeks since we've sent out that newsletter, and we know more and more is going to be coming in as God provides for this building project. I wanted to just kind of give you a better bird's eye view of what we're talking about when we say we want to build a new multi-purpose structure here to house our church family. Currently we're meeting outdoors. You can see right here behind me our open air patio. That's our current location for having our Sunday morning meetings outdoors. That began as a result of the restrictions for meeting that are still ongoing because of the COVID-19 pandemic. We began meeting outdoors, but God began growing our church. We now have currently 70 to 80 people meeting here every Sunday, and I'm standing on top of what it was our previous meeting place, our previous sanctuary, you could call it. It really could maybe house about 60 people before the pandemic, when we didn't mind being shoulder to shoulder. But now, with the way the culture is changing and the way the people here have changed and the expectations for personal space have changed and things like that, plus the sheer number of people we have coming on Sunday morning is a lot more than we used to have. The church has grown significantly. So I wanted to show you kind of what we have planned. Our current property is here behind me, with our newest classroom right there on the second floor above our restrooms. And we've been praying for quite some time about where the church could grow to. As many of you know, there's a vacant lot you can see right behind me across the street from our property. But there were several things that make that not ideal. First of all, we would have to divide our property in half. We'd have a street cutting through the center of our church property, which would not necessarily be ideal. And we've been praying about it for quite some time, when the property behind our church, I'm going to walk over there now, it came up for sale. This property is the same size lot as that we currently own. It's literally right next door. You can see the roof of our new classroom here, and then right behind that is another lot. So as you can see, we're really praying about this lot. There's a small house built on it right now that's just a concrete block that will have to be torn down, and our goal is to build a large steel building that will take advantage of the fact that we have this one wall built already, and be able to have a tall roof where we can host our VBSs and our youth for their games and other recreation time, as well as have a meeting place indoors for our church. As you know, we've been meeting outside for over a year now, and God's been good. We've only been rained on twice. We've only had to change our plans in 2 Sundays out of about 56 Sundays now that we've been meeting outdoors. But we know that this is not an arrangement that can last forever, so we're praying about this property. And please pray with us that God would bring in the financing. We believe the property will cost about $27,000 to buy this lot, and probably about $3,000 in processing fees and all that. So we're saying around $30,000 for the cost of the property, and then we'd like to begin construction of a new building as quickly as possible. You can see the property is the same size as the property we have now. It goes all the way back to the back right here. We'd like to build a large steel building that would be sufficient for the anticipated future of this church indefinitely. It would be our permanent meeting location and be multi-purpose, so that we could use it all week long, even inviting the community in to have their community meetings here, amongst other activities, like I mentioned, with the kids club, the games, a place where the men can gather to play volleyball, and other activities like a gymnasium. but where we could also set up our chairs and have a stage for our Sunday morning services, where everyone would be out of the weather, out of the sun. As you can see, the sun is really intense here. We've got a beautiful day with the Cayambe mountain in the background. I don't know if you can see that just there on the horizon. So we have a lot of sun. We've put up a shade over the congregation on Sunday mornings for now, but that doesn't protect us from the rain. So please be praying about how you can give, especially as many of you are considering your end of year giving for tax purposes. If you would consider giving to our church building fund here in Ecuador, there'll be a link below this video where you can go directly to the page on the Crossroads website where you can give to this project and build a home. Help us build a home for our church family. Thank you for all your great support. We've been overwhelmed by the number of people who've already been giving. As I mentioned, we've already in 2 weeks had a little over $7,000 come in, and we know that God's going to provide the rest in His time. Thank you for praying for us and for supporting us continually, both emotionally and financially. We're praying for you. Have a great Christmas, and we'll be sending you updates as things develop here in Cayambe, Ecuador.